Are you hyped for Venom? There's a lot of different things floating around the internet now regarding Venom. I'm going to be talking about that. Also, I'm going to be talking about a lot of the big things I think are happening next week and more of your requested teams on the test server. Let's go.
Valley Flyer.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? Valley Flying here. I am back. Next week looks to be a pretty big week for Marvel Strike Force. Potential update, probably update. New characters, potentially Venom coming. And we are getting a rework to the Defenders and some other things. So let's take a look at the original announcement. This was from a few days ago. This is in your in-game email. And this says 3 new playable characters. I think most of us could guess on a few of them. There is one character that I'm not sure of, and my guess is that it will be a mutant character based on what they said about these mutants coming in October. So potentially X-Force or X-Men villain, maybe, from one of those movies. Who do you think it'll be? I want to see your predictions in the comments. My prediction is still with Colossus, just because I think that faction needs a tank and because he's been in the Deadpool movies. So my prediction is Colossus. Let me know who you think is coming in October from this update. Dark Dimension coming soon. Now, we've already got some information about this from the devs. Dark Dimension should be an end game content. I'm not even sure if my roster will be able to take it on. There is a level cap increase, so hopefully these will work in conjunction with each other. Once you get up to level 70, this Dark Dimension hopefully will become a little easier, but I don't think that a lot of the newer players or even the players that have been playing for a few months will be able to pass it. I could be wrong, though. We will have to see, and we've already had some indication that this is how Ultimus will be unlocked. So looking like potentially an exciting game mode, something to shoot for down the road once you get your roster built up pretty big. New character origin, interesting. These things do sound very interesting, though. Alliance donations, alliance levels, and start tech. How do you think these are going to work? What do you think you could donate? Maybe gear, maybe gold? Not sure. We'll see what happens with it, and some new achievements. All right, so the big news, I guess, is all the Venom info from the data mine. So this came out late last night, not late, but about 7:30 or so. This is from Prince. He is one of the admins on the MSF community. Is found in data files. They added an offer description, give us a hint about Venom's kit. So we have the offer info here. The info about his kit: infect enemies by flipping positive effects. So it sounds like kind of like Doctor Strange's move. And spreading bleed effects to nearby enemies. So sounds very interesting. Then, early, about 1 o'clock in the morning, recruit a 2-star Venom with this offer. So looks like a similar offer, maybe a separate offer. But this, he wrote, this suggests Venom will be unlocked similar to Storm, who is a campaign event character that is unlocked at 2 stars. So we'll see what happens with that. Each orb has a chance to earn up to 25 shards. Use him to apply and spread negative effects to nearby enemies. So I am still playing on BlueStacks. I want to remind you guys about that. BlueStacks 4 is out. But let's go ahead and go to the msf.gg. To get to the kit for Venom, go to the msf.gg, click on these non-playable characters, and you'll see all these other characters here. Venom is right here. So is Ultron, Red Skull, Okoye, if you want to see their kits. This is the wrong icon, but the Loki minion is there as well. All right, so let's check out this kit from Venom. Now, this is a lot of old info because this was on this site as far back as I can remember. And I'm guessing probably about March or April I saw this, but I could be mistaken. But this is some old info, has not changed since then. So the tags: villain, city, bio, controller, and the description: a monstrous alien who infects and corrupts his enemies. So the description's on the site. Now, they don't have damage numbers, but I don't think he's going to be a big damage dealer because he's in the controller class and a lot of these other effects that he can apply. We will have to see what his actual numbers are when his kit comes out. His basic: attack primary target for X amount of damage and chance to apply damage over times, which are bleeds. So it looks interesting. Looks like it could be a very good skill. We'll have to see what the actual wording is and what it actually does when it comes out. Violate, his special. Attack primary target for X amount of damage. Again, I'm not expecting huge numbers here because this move does have a chance to apply heal block. So far reminding me a lot of Mordo. All right, Corruption. This is his big AoE attack. Maybe it's not big. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are. Apply ability block to a primary target. Chance to apply ability block to additional targets. So again, seems similar to like a Mordo hybrid. And then the passive on turn regenerate health. So let's go back and look at this, the recent data mine, because I think this is more up to updated info. I think the stuff on MSFGG is very old, but it says flipping positive effects, and that's not indicated on this kit right here. All right, and earlier this morning, we got footage on the official Marvel Strike Force Facebook account that has some character animations for Venom. It's very quick. It's only a 24-second clip. It starts, the Venom stuff starts right around 20, so not very long, but this is what Venom should be looking like. Very, very interesting. Again, this is all data mine stuff. Even the stuff on MSF.G is based on a data mine, so all of this is subject to change. Now, it says from another data mine, maintenance on 9:25, 11 a.m. Pacific. Sounds pretty accurate as far as what they've done in the past. So next Tuesday is what the data mine is saying for the update. Let's go on and look at one of the older videos that I did. And this is where I predicted when Venom will come out. Now, I'm not going to give a date because I can't say about some things that I've seen. You guys probably can guess where that comes from. But this is back on June 30th, so almost 3 months ago. And this is what I had to say back then. And this was based primarily on the movie coming out on the 5th right here of October. So movie coming out in about 2 weeks. Update most likely coming out here in September. Let's take a look at what I said back then.
When do we think we're getting Venom? Well, if we're getting a release around here, it makes sense that we're getting the Venom release right before his movie, a week before. So I'm going to place him either on the 26th or the 27th because we've gotten the past 2 updates on a Wednesday. I'm going to put September 26th for the Venom event. And
all right, so that is what I predicted back then. We've gotten updates on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wednesdays, so it's yeah. That is what I predicted back then. That's all I'll say about that right now. All right, let's go back to some more data mine info because there is a character scheduled to become farmable today. We know that Gamora is leaving her node today, and that is probably in about 5 more hours or so as far as me recording this. The data mine suggests that Groot is the one taking her place. I will be happy if it is Groot because he completes that Guardian team. He is supposed to be getting a rework. That is the word on the street right now, that he's getting a rework, and hopefully he'll become a very good character. So I'm probably going to start farming him if he does come to that node. We got some other people leaving as well. Someone is taking Han Assassin's place on 10-2, Villains 5-6. Not sure who that would be. And then Wasp is scheduled to take Crossbone's place on Villains 4-9 on 10-5. Again, this is all data mine stuff, so this is subject to change. The Block Party Flash event for City Heroes that give ability materials scheduled to take place on the 26th. That is the next week, Wednesday. So 1 day after the update drops. We're also scheduled to get a rework for the Defenders. So Luke Cage, Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones, plus Punisher. So all of these guys could be getting updates. I am thinking it'll drop right when the update drops. Let's get back to the game. That is probably it as far as the updates. I think the stuff that is happening next week, some of my predictions as well. So let's go ahead and jump over to the pre-recorded footage from the test server. All right, guys, so I have 4 teams here that we're going to look at. This is on the Ultimus 6 raid. This first team was suggested by Veil Allegory, team of Vision, Scarlet Witch, Cable, Nebula, and Crossbones. I'm not sure how viable this team is for the raids. This is on one of the earlier nodes. This team ends up doing pretty good. I like the synergy with Vision and Scarlet Witch, obviously. I'm still not sure how Nebula really fits in to this team. I think she is a decent character. Very annoying when you're facing her. Doesn't do a lot of damage, though. And, yeah, so this team actually ends up winning the battle. But I'm not sure if I would recommend this further. There are some better teams that I enjoy a little more. I want to hear from you guys. Which of these teams do you guys like the best? This is the first one. Team number 1, Veil Allegory, is, again, the one that suggested it. So, still trying to figure out what is the best move to do right here in this scenario. Loki is a big threat. Mordo is always a threat because of all these potential buffs or debuffs that he can apply to your team. Vision is looking to clear some. He actually attacks Loki right there. Loki pulls up his 3 minions instead of just 2. So a little harder content as far as that. Not sure what to do at this point, if I should just use a basic on one of these guys or do an AoE attack. We do have a few evades, but her attack goes right through the evades. Then comes Crossbones with his big move. And just kind of clean up at this point. This team does really well. I think the weak point right here is Nebula, though, so I'd probably replace her maybe with a tank, maybe a little more damage, because as you can see, these guys are very low on health after this point. So yeah, I probably would replace Nebula, maybe even Cable, because he is a good character. I'm not sure of his synergy. All right, so this next team, I actually used this team 2 times because I played with them and I liked them. This team was suggested by Jedi Gunny, and I actually wrote down the names this time so I could give you guys credit who suggested these. This team seems very good for the raids. We got Thanos here, and whenever he gets a kill, he gives energy to either himself or Nebula. Star-Lord's giving energy potentially to Rocket, and then Vision is in the middle, just working his magic. So let's go and see how this team works. Again, this is the next note on the Thanos raid, not the Thanos raid, the Ultimus raid, Ultimus 6 raid, and doing some very good stuff. I enjoy this team. A lot of synergy. You got some protection here. You got energy going around. Now, this one thing that this team is missing is a big heal, because one of the big things in the raids is being able to survive some of these big attacks, and if you're going for many battles without a heal, could be tough. But this team does very well. As you can see, they're not taking a lot of damage yet. We still have 5 enemies remaining, so 2 more that aren't on the screen right now. Just a lot of control, a lot of damage, and I guess the idea behind this team is to try to get the damage in before the enemies damage you, and if they do damage you, they will damage Thanos, and he can recover some of his health from his big AoE that does drain. Now, he still hasn't lost a lot of health, and now the decision comes: use the AoE, recover some health, or use that taunt. I went with the AoE there, thinking that he would kill these guys, he would get the energy back and be able to use it on the next turn, and then his taunt would still be available on turn 1 for the next battle. So we take these guys into a battle again. This is the annoying stage that I don't like, with Drax on this side, and then we got a bunch of Winter Soldiers and then another Drax that pops up on this stage. Could be very tricky if you're not able to get through the taunt of Drax. We start off with some Gamora there, and look at these guys. These guys are, it appears, around half health or so, just from that Rocket's AoE. So a lot of damage. Star-Lord's also increasing the damage for Gamora and Rocket. So some decent synergy here with this team. I like this team. I think Jedi Gunny said that someone in his alliance has been using this and suggested this, and has been working very well for them. But I think this is a very good team for the raids. You might need to spend some heals to heal these guys, because there's no real way to heal. Or maybe switch out one of these guys and bring Night Nurse in for a couple turns, depending on who you're facing. Maybe for Vision, just because I think these other guys do so much for the team. So enjoyable team. I like this team for the raids, but the main thing that they're missing right now is the health. Shouldn't have too much trouble finishing off these guys right here, these Winter Soldiers. After their big move, they don't offer too much. Unfortunately for Thanos, he took the brunt of a lot of their big moves. All right, so next team here that we're looking at is this team suggested by Chris Ellis, and they're going up against another Ultimus 6 node, a bunch of hand enemies. Now this one, Thanos, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Vision, and Kingpin. Now, if we look, Spider-Man has the potential to do a lot of defense downs with his special. Offense, Scarlet Witch, if she gets her turn, can extend it or can wait till after Vision's turn. He could do his AoE, although that is coming in a few moves. So might want to just get the defense downs on there right now. Offense up and speed up from Kingpin, and then just some big protection and some damage from Thanos. Let's see how this team works. Looks good on paper. I don't know if I would recommend this for a blitz team, just because, again, not a blitz team, a raid team, because health. There's no real way to restore health, but I think this team might work a little better in blitz or maybe arena, depending on who you're facing in your arena shards. This might be tough for some of them. Now, they have a bunch of evades on here, so probably not best to use his big AoE because it's not going to hit most of these characters. There goes, who was that? That was Spider-Man, so didn't even get a chance to get his moves off. The problem with this team right now is that I used Scarlet Witch on one of those previous teams, so her cooldown is not really set up correctly. So this is not a true test of this team. Even with that said, though, I think this is a better blitz team than it is a raid team. But the way the test server is set up right now, raids is the only place that you can test out characters, either in the Thanos raid or the Ultimus raid, as of right now. We'll see what changes down the road. But yeah, Spider-Man just very squishy, and these are maxed out characters. Keep in mind, all of these are maxed out on the test server. So yeah, even with that, Spider-Man very, very squishy. He does have that dodge that helps to keep him alive a little longer, but if he gets hit, he cannot take it very well. He's not there to absorb punishment. He's there to help the rest of your team deal damage with all his defense downs, and then he comes with his big ultimate stun. Thanos still not really doing well as far as his energy management goes. Just because he's very low on health. And unless you're bumping that AoE a bunch, he's not really going to do much. All right, so this was an interesting team. This team was suggested by Nuno Gomez, and it's primarily to debuff the other team. So we have Mordo, who debuffs the other team, Scientist Supreme that could debuff the other team along with her team, so it kind of hurts when you do that. The big F, I called it an FU move. I think it's an F everything move because it's screwing up your team and the other team. Scarlet Witch has the AoE that could extend these debuffs, and then Vision has some good synergy with Scarlet Witch as well. Let's take a look at this team in action. Before I used them, I thought this would be a very fun team to play. That's what I wanted to use them, just to see if we can get the maximum benefit out of Scientist Supreme here. Like I said in the previous video, I think she's I'm warming up to her a little more. I don't know if I would move her too much out of the trash tier. Maybe one tier above if I'm being very, very generous. But I like her a little more. So we got some sounds on there. The big one is these blinds, though. So Wolverine's not going to be attacking for a while. Mordo, I think some of his attacks can go through blind, but Hulk's not going to be attacking for a while as well because he doesn't have extra. Now, we got all these debuffs on our team and their team. Everybody is just kind of screwed right now. Doctor Strange flips the one debuff on Hulk there, and then Daredevil gets a buff right back. There goes the heal block, and just a lot of debuffs all around. I think this kind of Strange team, living on the edge with this team, is fun. So I do enjoy this team. So if I had to narrow it down before this battle is even over, I think the most enjoyable team is this weird team right here with just debuffs galore for both teams. As far as the best team, I think it would be the team recommended by Jedi Gunny with Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, Gamora, Thanos, and Vision. It is specifically designed to be a raid team, I think, whereas some of these other teams are just designed to be good in other game modes, but not specifically raids. This team, again, has a little bit of healing with Doctor Strange, and then you got the rebalancing with Scarlet Witch. We got some regenerate, some bringing back to life with Scientist Supreme, Doctor Strange. So Scientist Supreme just brought Doctor Strange back to life. So like I said, I'm warming up to her because of the way her kit is. Bringing people back to life, screwing up everybody, and then if she manages to get to her special after that big ultimate, she will flip all of those negative effects into positive effects. Yeah, I think she works very well with Mordo and Scarlet Witch, so I think those are key in designing a team for her, especially Scarlet Witch. I think, guys, Mordo synergizes a little better with Scarlet Witch as well. So you synergize those three, I think you have a basis of a good team. Let me know which team you guys liked the best out of these four for the raids, and then maybe a separate column for Blitz and Arena. So that is it. That is the end of the footage. Let's go back to my account here, and that's about it, guys. Next week's looks to be exciting. I want to hear from you guys. I think we got some cool stuff up ahead. I'm crossing my fingers that this is all positive. I think the game has been very positive after a little rough spell a few months ago. So that's it, guys. I still have that T-Public stuff, and I'm gonna reach out to someone for some more designs. He sent me some on the live stream last night. I like them, so I'm gonna see if he'll put some of his on there. I'll put those on the Valley Flying store. BlueStacks, I'm still playing on that, and I haven't played on BlueStacks 4 yet, but it is out, and the description, the link is down below. It's an affiliate link, so the channel gets credit when you do that. If you like this video and want to see more teams, subscribe to the channel and smash on that like button, and then let me know if you want to see any other teams. What I want to do, if I have time, is to run through that whole Ultimus raid with the teams that you guys selected, maybe a different team for each node. Not the most fair way because of cooldowns, and some teams will have a little advantage, but that is what I want to do. Live stream coming up Mondays and Thursdays, and I will see you guys next time. What you gonna do, dudes, when Valley Flying and the 24-inch pythons run wild on you? Valley Flying, out!